drivers is just another role that is having a massive impact across the Irish economy in regards to shortages across the board. From local level to national government level, there's a huge shortage of those that are applying for HGV driver jobs and those that are leaving the role altogether as well. It's affecting not only logistics, but businesses and everyday life. There are numerous reasons as to what's causing a problem and the knock-on effect that goes alongside that. Licensing delays are a key bottleneck, which is preventing businesses to getting drivers through the system and getting them through there quick enough. We've seen that from April to June this year, Category C test waiting times has increased by 42%. When we've looked at CE category for your articulated trucks, that's increased by just under 40% as well. These aren't small numbers and they are having impacts across the scene. With scheduled tests plummeting by 61%, you can see that even if you are bringing drivers through and you are finding the staff that want to take on the role, the chances of you getting them in a timely manner and to fall in line with projects that you maybe have up and running is pretty slim. The impact on recruitment is causing people to scramble. People are out there trying to source drivers from anywhere they can, but how can you attract talent when you can't get them through the system that much faster? We're also seeing an impact across the drivers themselves from driver stress and attrition. A survey was done in April of this year that said that 73% of Irish commercial drivers were reporting significant stress, with 66% of them considering quitting. Now, what do we do when we've already got a shortage of drivers and those that are already driving, the mass majority are looking to leave the scene as well? It creates a massive risk for supply chain, for the economy as a whole, on how we transport our goods from top to bottom. There's a broader context and looking at the future risks surrounding that as well. Look, it's not isolated in just Ireland. There is a worldwide problem, particularly across Europe. In 2024, the IRU did a survey and reported that about 3.6 million roles for truck drivers are currently remain unfilled. And I can imagine since 2024, that number has increased probably quite significantly. When we look at the age imbalance, they say just over 6% of the drivers that are hired right now are under the age of 25, with 33% of them being over the age of 55. When we're looking at average age of expected to retire to be within the next 5 years, with such a significant number based in that age bracket, it gives a heightened problem for further down the line. We're not just facing an immediate problem. We're looking at a problem that is here right now, and in 5 years' time, it's going to ramp itself up and it's going to be that much worse. There's problems built into the government and the systemic feelings surrounding the process itself, from structural mismanagement of the process. Another thing to consider is the potential government and systemic failures that are happening across the system. At the end of the day, the RSA is responsible for all of the testing that goes through on HGV drivers. Now, there is a feeling across the industry that there is a bias towards light vehicle testing, which can help out on numbers across government inspectors there. Whether that is happening or isn't, there is still an impact happening there because everything is so centralized on there. And without enough effort being put into ensuring that more testing can happen across the HGV sector, means that this problem is going to exacerbate and become that much larger and impacting more and more people. Another thing to consider is the human impact and the effect on supply chain on the whole. What we've got to remember is that, yes, look, this issue is impacting businesses that are taking on drivers themselves when it comes to job orders and them trying to complete on projects that they've taken on. However, these workers are doing more for the economy than maybe many people are taking into account. When it comes to delivering goods to your local supermarket, to ensuring that you've got your Christmas turkey this year, without the right drivers in place, not only means that there may be a shortage of accessible items, but inevitably an increase in price as well. supply and demand go hand in hand, and as we're not able to deliver on the promises and the amount of quantity that's being looked for, the impact is going to roll on down and affect the people, at the end of the spectrum that are looking to buy those products. It's more than just an international and a large-scale issue. We're dealing and talking to businesses that are looking at massive numbers in regards to recruiting drivers in. But we've got businesses that we're dealing over in Cork looking for 40 drivers individually. You can see that there is an impact at a regional level, at a national level. It really is top to bottom. Over the next 5 years, there is an anticipated 4,000 drivers that are going to be needed to fill the gap when it comes to HGV drivers. There's a number of different solutions that need to be employed right now, of which we are there trying to help with the process. What can be done to ensure that we're doing everything possible to help fill that gap and help resolve the situation? Well, first of all, contact us at Oriel Global Connections. You can reach out to me directly by email, by phone, or message me directly on LinkedIn. We are currently placing drivers internationally into Ireland to help lots of different businesses fill that gap. We need to streamline and fund licensing routes to remove barriers to entry. We need to make it easier for drivers to become licensed drivers. And that goes hand in hand with looking at the centralized government route for handling licensing as well. For as long as everything stays in that central point, access to those testing facilities and allowing more and more people to get licensed is only going to become a larger struggle. We also need to look at making sure we are launching recruitment strategies to be bringing more and more people onto the platform, whether that be down the international route, but also looking locally, reaching out to younger people looking to enter into the workforce, looking to recruit in a more female-centric approach to the workforce as well. They say as little as 6% of the those that are employed as HGV drivers right now are under the age of 25, with over 30% being over the age of 55. And without knowing the specifics in regards to stats around women drivers, we know that from surveys it's far lower than males as well. So doing as much as we can to help incentivize and bring extra people into the industry is going to have a massive impact. All in all, we need to come together. We need to be putting as many plans in place as we can to be doing what we can to help the industry as a whole. As I said before, don't hesitate, do reach out to me. I'm having these conversations on a daily basis, and I'm more than willing and able to be able to help businesses place drivers into Ireland today.